Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I apologize for this lighting. It is really dreary here in the early morning in New Jersey. I am coming to you today for a chat, just a chat. I want to talk about changes and changes in our journey and that it's okay to make changes. Yep, it's okay. It's okay to make changes if things are going well. And it's okay to make changes if things are not going well. The most important thing in this journey that we are all on is that you do you. You do what's best for you. You do not have to do what this YouTuber's doing or this Instagram person's doing or this person tells you to do. You don't. You have to do what's best for you. You need to find what works and you need to do it. Now, finding what works. You don't always get it right on the first try. I'm talking about this because if you watch my channel, you know over the last several weeks and a little bit more than that, we've been changing things up around here a lot with our food. Let's rewind. Back when I started Weight Watchers, February 13th of 2018. Yes, it's been 3 years. I can't believe it. I went in with gusto and I went in hard with, oh, this sugar-free and this fat-free and this, low point. I think everybody does that. And I did. It didn't last too long for me because I realized I could not maintain that forever, eating that way forever. Now, if you can and you're okay with that, that's your journey. And everybody has to do their own journey. So that's fine. But I knew I couldn't sustain that for life. So I did use some sugar-free items, some fat-free items, but I did a lot of like low fat and things like that, and I made it work. And I also knew that I couldn't do things like cauliflower rice or zucchini noodles or cauliflower crust pizza. I just knew that wasn't me. So I didn't do it. I found alternatives, healthier, real alternatives. Once again, my journey for me. And I did great. I did fantastic. I lost, 65 pounds in like 8 or 9 months. I've maintained it. I've done great. But journeys are ever changing. And they should, as we learn things, as we grow, as our body needs change, as we get older. Things can evolve and things can grow. Maybe health situations have changed. Things like that. Don't ever feel you are stuck in a rut. Don't ever feel that you can't experiment or you can't change with what you are doing. So, about a month ago, Doug and I sat down and had a pretty serious talk about what we wanted from our health journey. Because for us now, it's a maintenance journey. Not so much a loss journey, although I am trying to lose a few, but it's more of a health journey. We talked to our doctor, we talked to a nutritionist friend, and, we just decided that we wanted to change up our eating habits a bit for us. We wanted to go more of a whole foods, less processed. We really wanted to make as much from scratch as we possibly could. We are not perfect. I am never going to be perfect. I'm not. And that's okay. I just want to be better. And that's how my journey's changing. I just want to be a little bit better in my nutritional choices. The more I read about certain things and that we've been doing it with our home too. We've gotten rid of like all of our toxic cleaners and things like that. We're just trying to just be better stewards because it's how we feel. It's It's a very personal decision. And I would never, ever judge anyone for the way they live their lives, because it is a personal decision. I don't care if you eat nothing but whole foods. I don't care if you eat nothing but sugar-free and fat-free foods. I am here to support whatever decisions you make for yourself, because that's what I'm doing. I am here to help you along your weight loss journey, and however you are doing that journey, I will be happy to help you do that. And that's where the changes come in. Even though I'm changing the way I eat, I don't expect everyone around me, except my family, because I'm cooking for them, to do that. But I will say it's been eye-opening. So for the past 3 weeks, we have really been focused on eating a lot of whole foods, not a lot of processed, a lot of homemade foods. I'm not scared of things anymore. I'm not scared to use a little extra olive oil. I'm not scared to use real butter in such moderation. Like, I literally weighed my butter the other day and it would not even register on the scale. That's how little I used. It's been eye-opening, because for 3 weeks in a row, the 3 weeks that we've been going hard with this, I've had amazing losses. Because today was my weigh-in day and I'll film that tomorrow. But 3 weeks in a row, I have had amazing losses eating like this. And I think it's because I'm so satisfied. I'm just going to use bread, for example, because that's the easiest for me. I always ate the Schmidt's Baking Company 647 bread. That is what I've eaten since the beginning of my journey. I liked it. It was 1 point per slice. It was perfect. In our quest to be a little bit healthier, and just to try to get back to some simple living, I decided to start making some bread from scratch. I make 2 different kinds of breads. I make a sandwich bread and I make a peasant bread. The peasant bread's much quicker, so I've been actually using that for sandwiches too. But that is, if I cut it correctly, it's 2 points per slice. So that's double the points. But I'm going to tell you, I don't need usually more than 1 slice. It is so hearty and so filling and so satisfying, because it is so delicious, that it satisfies me. I liked the 647 bread, but honestly, I never liked it toasted at all. I never ate toast, because it just doesn't toast well. I never really liked it. I have to keep it in the freezer because we don't eat it that often, because I didn't love it so. And then I'm like, why didn't I eat more sandwiches? Because now with my homemade bread, I'm eating sandwiches. Well, it's because I really didn't love it as much as I thought I did. So I kept it in the freezer. So when you took it out of the freezer and thawed it, the edges would get a little funky, so I wouldn't use it for sandwiches. So this is what I started thinking, is this what I want to do? And I was afraid to change. I was scared to death these last couple weeks of making these changes. I was scared of, using a little bit more olive oil and using real butter. Now, when I make recipes that call for a half a cup of butter or a 1/4 cup of butter, I am still using the light butter right now. I have not transitioned over from that yet. And why? Probably because I'm scared. I'm scared to see the points and stuff like that. And who knows, maybe that'll change, maybe it won't. I'm just trying to do better for myself. And that's what change is about. It's just trying to do better for yourself. Not because somebody on YouTube told you to do it, not because somebody on Instagram told you to do it, but because you want to do it for yourself. Maybe if your doctor tells you to do it, that's somebody good to listen to. So I just want to tell you not to be afraid to change things up. Don't worry about A, what other people think, and B, what's going to happen. Because let's say you decide to change a few things up, and let's say, oh my goodness, you've gained a pound or 2. Okay, well, don't be afraid of that. You have the tools to lose that pound or 2. I was scared to death that I was going to gain a few pounds. But I decided to just go with it. to see what would happen, knowing that I could get those pounds off again because I wouldn't let it get extreme. And I found for me, this change was great. I feel more satisfied in my eating like this. I feel fuller, quicker. I feel more satiated, and I feel better. I feel like I have more energy. My joints and muscles do not hurt as much as they did. I have not woken up with a headache in weeks since I cut out a lot of the artificial sugars, a lot of the things like that. I have not woken up with a headache in weeks. And I'm not gonna lie, the hardest thing, I was a sweet and low girl. I know, like sweet and low. Who the heck uses sweet and low in the year 2021? Like that was such a 1970s thing, but that was my thing. Like, I was a sweet and low girl. That was really, really hard to cut out. I went to monk fruit in my tea, a little bit of monk fruit, and decided that really wasn't for me. So I've started using a half a teaspoon of just real sugar. And I'm hoping to get that down to a quarter teaspoon or maybe none. I'm not sure, I'm working on it. But that was the scariest thing for me, but wow, what a difference. And I don't know if that was causing my headaches or things like that, but you have to experiment. You have to try things. You cannot be afraid of change. Now, like I said, I am here to support everyone, no matter how you are doing your journey, because how you're doing your journey is right for you. Who am I to say and tell you what to do? I'm not. I'm not. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. I'm here to support you. One of my dear friends, Kim, over to Girl on Her Phone, she was successful on Weight Watchers for 50 some pounds, and then decided for her health and for her well-being, she needed to go low carb. And she made that change. Was she afraid? Absolutely, she was afraid. She's doing great on it. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to change, and don't be afraid to do you. Don't worry about other people. Don't be afraid to do you. So that's all I wanted to chat about today, was not to be afraid to change. And if you have been struggling and you have not been on plan, maybe it's time to change things up a little bit. Maybe it's time to change from blue to purple, or from purple to green, or from green to blue, or whatever. Maybe it's time to change and try to do a little bit more whole foods. Maybe it's time to change and do a little bit more low carb. Whatever you feel you need to do for you. Don't be afraid of that change. We all need to be successful, so let's do it. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. It was just a little bit of change. I am still going to be bringing you recipes. I'm still counting points. I am still counting points. I need to count points. So I am. I'll still bring you full days of eating, and I will still give you, if I'm using real butter in something, I will give you the points for using a light butter. If I am using homemade bread, I will still give you the points for my homemade bread and for 647 bread. So I'm here to help you. I am here to support you. And I'm here to help you embrace your change. So that is it. I need to go start my work day. Have a fantastic, fantastic day. And I will not be back tomorrow with a full day of eating, because it is a day of fasting for us. It is Ash Wednesday. And for Doug and I personally, for the Catholic Church, it's a day of fasting, which means only taking one full meal, and then you can take two smaller meals. Like you can have like a half a cup of yogurt, or you can have like a piece of toast, just not a full meal. Like not, like I wouldn't have like a full breakfast of eggs and bacon, or you can't have meat anyway, like eggs and toast, or I wouldn't have, like something like that. But for Doug and I, for us, we feel that our sacrifice is fasting all day. So there's no point in bringing you one meal tomorrow. But I will be back Thursday with a full day of eating, and I will be back tomorrow with my weigh-in and the weekly meeting topic. So let's go. Don't be afraid to embrace change. It's only for the better. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you for all of the support for me, for my journey, and for my channel.